Debbie and welcome to the penultimate instalment of this year's Mystery Blanket Club. We are about to begin Mail Out 9, which means that we have just one more instalment to go before the whole blanket is completed and the mystery for this year is revealed. Now, many of you have sent in correct guesses for the title of the blanket, so well done to everybody that has guessed it correctly. But there are still some of you who are still trying to guess what this year's blanket is all about. So there is one last clue this month in my written blog to help you. And if you have any ideas or suggestions, please do get in touch. Send me your answers to the usual email address, which is debbie@debbieabrahams.com, or you can contact Sue at sue@debbieabrahams.com. And we will let you know if you've got it right. And if you have got it right, with your permission, we would love to include your name in the final blog next month. I've given you 6 squares to knit this month, which leaves 4 squares in the edging for the final instalment in November. So what have I got in store for you this month? First of all, it's square 32 souk. This is the same as square 18. It has 2 options. So I would suggest that you knit the same option that you chose for square 18 to keep that centre section of the blanket balanced. There's square 33, bedecked. Square 34, the King's Robes. This is the same as square 16, which you had in a very early mail out. I think it was back in March. This is exactly the same as that square. It's the one with the wine embroidery. So you have 24 little chain stitch circles to embroider after you've knitted the square. Now you should be really good at this chain stitch embroidery because you've done so many of these little circles. So this one should hopefully be quite easy for you to knit this month. You have square 35, the King's Palace part 18. Square 41, Magic Carpet. There's 2 options for this square. You had this same square, exactly the same square in, I think it was the March mail out, it's square number 9. And again, I would suggest that you knit the same option that you chose for square 9. And finally, you have square 42, the King's Palace part 19. So if we take a look at this month's mail out at page 4, where you have the piecing diagrams, there we go. You can see there that after knitting the October squares, you will have 6 strips completed. So this means that you could start sewing them together if you haven't already made a start on it. Now, personally for me, I much prefer to sew my strips together as I go along. I don't like the idea of all that sewing up at the end of the project. So if you haven't made a start on sewing your completed strips together, then I would suggest that you do, just to make life a little bit easier when you come to that final instalment. If you need some help with sewing together those strips, then take a look back at one of my previous blogs and this month's blog, in which I give you lots of advice about how to sew those squares together and how to ease them together when easing is needed. So if you need assistance with that, please take a look at those written bits of advice that I've given you, and they should really help you with sewing those strips together. Now, before you sew your strips together, it's really important to make sure that they are sewn together in the correct order. I have had some very distressed knitters contact me over the years to let me know that they have sewn a strip into the blanket the wrong way up. It is so easy to do. The blanket is so very symmetrical. There's lots of symmetry going on, and it is very easy to pick a strip up the wrong way round and to sew it in upside down. So I would suggest that you, before you start sewing your strips together, you lay them out in front of you flat, and then label them. Label the top and the bottom of each strip. Make sure that they are in the correct order, and do all that before you start sewing together. It will save you so much possible upset if they're sewn in the wrong way up. It does happen, it has happened. Just make sure that it doesn't happen to you by taking that small step, that little bit of preparation before you start sewing your strips together. A few of you have contacted me to tell me that you are a little bit concerned about the amount of turquoise yarn that you have left. Now you will need some turquoise for the remaining 4 squares which you'll get in the November mail out. My test knitters did have some left over, I mean varying amounts. So my option 1 knitter had just under half a ball left, but my option 2 knitter had a very small amount left. And if you've mixed options, if you've mixed your options 1 and 2 throughout the project, then it's very difficult to say exactly how much you will have left. You should have enough, you should just have enough. Don't use it to sew up, use anything but the turquoise to sew up. And if you do happen to run short, just pop me an email and let me know, and I will sort that out for you. We have plenty of it here, so I will make sure that you have enough to finish off your blankets. This month we will launch our Christmas kit, so just keep an eye on your inbox and we will send you an email as soon as they are available in our online shop to buy. There are several things in there, some new kits. There's the Twinkle Twinkle stocking, which was last year's mystery festive knit box project. Oh, and we are very, very excited to be launching our festive mystery knit boxes this month. They should be available in our online shop from around the 3rd week of October, 3rd or 4th week, but we'll send you an email to let you know. These boxes would make a really lovely gift, either for a friend or a relative who knits, or maybe you just feel like treating yourself after all this knitting you've been doing this year. And many of us have had a difficult year too, so this would be the perfect treat. And what you receive is a box that has 10 items in it. Now, it's a mixture of knitting related items and gifts, and it also includes a brand new festive knitting kit designed by me. So we've had a lot of fun putting these boxes together, and I really hope that if you do buy one, you get a lot of enjoyment from what's in your mystery knit box. Our early bird offer for our Mystery Blanket 2022 has now expired. It ran for a month. Thank you to everybody that did sign up in that first month. We had a tremendous response to our promotion. We have sold over 450 places out of 600, so we only have 150 left, and we've still got months before our closing date. If you have not signed up yet and you really want to come on that journey again with me next year, then there is still time. We have the memberships on sale in our online shop until the end of December. However, the club will close. We will shut down the doors as soon as we sell out, and we do anticipate selling out well before the end of the year. Unfortunately, you've missed the early bird offer, but we are still going to give a 10% discount voucher to everybody that signs up whenever you sign up, and that will be valid for a one-time use in our online shop. Okay, so I'm going to sign off now and leave you to get on with knitting your squares and hopefully getting a bit of that sewing up done too. I'm off to Hell Bay in a few weeks' time, which I'm very much looking forward to. It's long overdue. It was postponed for a year because of COVID, and I will be joining about 25 knitters on the beautiful island of Briar for 6 days of knitting and relaxation. So if you're coming on that trip, I can't wait to see you. Can't wait for that trip. It will be a lot of fun. In the meantime, until I see you back here next month, I hope that you have a wonderful October. The weather here in the UK has been beautiful, so I'm really hoping that's going to continue. Do take care of yourselves, enjoy your October squares, and in 4 weeks' time, I will see you back here for that final instalment, the reveal of this year's mystery blanket, which I just can't wait for, and I hope you're excited too. So take care of yourselves and have fun, and see you in November.